All right, welcome to the Virtue Bowling Supply YouTube channel, your go-to place for non-staff, non-biased, multi-style reviews. My name is Chris, and I'm here to bring the high ref perspective.
And my name is Josh, and I will be bringing the low ref perspective.
All right, today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Track Cypher Pearl, and I'm going to be comparing it to the GB5 Pearl and the Phase AI.
And I'll be comparing it to the Torpedo and the IQ Tour AI. These reviews will give us and you an idea of what these rocks look like going down the lane. At the end, we will give our honest, non-biased review of these pieces anywhere from nuts to trash. So make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you out on the lanes.
All right, just wrapped up throwing the brand new Track Cypher Pearl. I was actually very surprised how this one was as slow as it was off the end of the pattern. It being a cleaner, symmetric piece, this is definitely one on the stronger end of the spectrum, as where I feel like I needed to get it to the friction for it to be able to shape, just because of how round it was. So now I'm going to go ahead and compare that to the Phase AI. All right, just wrapped up throwing the Phase AI, and I feel like these ones are very similar. I feel like the Phase AI is a bit stronger and a bit more rounded off the end of the pattern than the Cypher Pearl was, just because I feel like the Cypher Pearl, obviously being a little bit newer, has a little bit more pop on the back end than the Phase AI does. I feel like I had to be a little bit slower with the Phase AI, and it was just more overall rounded and a little bit more forward to the pins. Now we're gonna go ahead and throw 5 shots with the GB5 Pearl and see how that compares. Just wrapped up throwing the GB5 Pearl. This one's definitely a cleaner piece compared to the Cypher Pearl. It's cleaner and definitely more angular than the Cypher Pearl is. I feel like I had to be a little bit slower just because I feel like there was a lot of oil in the middle part of the lane here. But more overall, when I got it to the friction, it was a little bit quicker in transition than the Cypher Pearl was. All right, final thoughts on the brand new Track Cypher Pearl. I really liked this one going down the lane. I feel like it had a good blend of being quick enough because it's a cleaner ball, but also being rounded and more of a forward piece through the pins, which I really like to see. So I think I'm gonna have to give this one a fire. I'm really curious to see what this one looks like at other places and on multiple patterns.
Just finished throwing 10 shots with the Track Cypher Pearl. I felt like this ball for me was a little more of a rounded shape than I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be a little bit more angular off spot, but it was pretty forward. Definitely closer to almost like an axiom pearl in my brain. I felt like it was pretty continuous off the spot, but wasn't jerky. Didn't really want to be sideways off of any early or down lane friction for me. I felt like I did have to get it to friction, or else if it hit oil, it just kind of hooked a little too much. So I felt like I still had to be steep, but it was overall a more gradual shape than I was expecting. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw 5 shots with the Radical Torpedo and see how it compares. Just threw 5 shots with the Radical Torpedo. This ball is one of those type of balls that I would typically bring out for something when I see like this. I felt like it overall shaped one of the best that I've seen all day. I felt like it was able to be forward enough to where I was able to keep it in front of me a little bit, but it still didn't jump off the spot. I was able to get it to friction, and it actually just was smooth and tame off the friction, where every other ball I feel like I've gotten to that spot, it just kind of hijacks off the spot and just goes. But I felt like this one I could miss in really either direction, and it still was smooth enough and did the right shape off the end of the pattern for me. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw 5 shots with the Storm IQ Tour AI and see how it compares. After throwing 5 shots with the IQ Tour AI, I also felt like this ball gave me a really good ball motion. I felt like because it was symmetrical and just a little overall weaker and cleaner of a ball, it actually retained energy for down the lane. I did make a couple execution errors in there. I have kind of been throwing a little off all day, but when I threw it good, it reacted beautifully. I felt like it was able to retain energy and actually, feel like it was driving toward the 8-pin instead of where every other ball I feel like I had to force it to the friction spot, and then it would just deflect when it hit the pins because it's already hooking so early. So this ball definitely gave me more of a reaction that I would like to see on these types of toastier, especially in the fronts, those toastier patterns. Final thoughts on the Track Cypher Pearl. For me, I thought this ball was way more forward than I was expecting it to be. I felt like it still not bad, but I see myself throwing it when there's a little bit more volume, and I still need to play left and keep my angles open, but I still need a ball to hook when I miss it in oil. And for today, it just wasn't the type of ball that was needed for out there on the lane, so I'm gonna have to rate this ball a meh. I just didn't love the shape overall. I just didn't see it fitting on something like what we are bowling on today.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video useful, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.